Hello everyone and welcome to the Commexis cast, all the news you need to know from our inbox to yours. Today we're talking about Facebook's new feedback system for businesses. Hello everyone, I'm Matthew McGrorty, the videographer and a podcaster here at Commexis, and today I'm joined by the SEO project manager here at Commexis, Amy Leach.
Hello.
So today we're talking about Facebook's new feedback system, specifically for business ads on the platform. So you might be wondering, what is that? Well, if you decide to click on, I guess, IHOB's new ad for their burgers, and at some point later in the future, Facebook will ask you for feedback on that service. So either you'll get a notification in your notification little icon box, or it will just appear on your newsfeed for you to leave feedback in. And there's kind of like 3 ways you can leave feedback.
Right. I mean, they're keeping it very simple with the feedback you can leave. They have 3 kind of emoji faces, a smiling one, a neutral, like straight mouth one, and then a sad face one. So they basically want you to rate your experience with the product based on clicking on the ad, though I don't believe you actually have to have purchased or used that service to rate it, but they assume you've researched the product at least a little bit. And then you can offer them feedback when you're done. Write a couple sentences as to why you were satisfied, why you weren't satisfied. So we could give an example. If we'll go back to IHOB and their burgers, if they had an ad that said that, click here to get a coupon to save $2 on your first burger at IHOB, and you went and used it and it worked great and you thought their burgers were awesome, then you could leave a happy face and say this was a great experience and the coupon totally worked and I would totally do this again. Or if you tried the coupon and they said, well, that works, but only if you do this, that, and the other thing, which wasn't described in the ad, you could give it a sad face and say, hey, Facebook, I tried to use this coupon they promised me. They didn't say there were any strings attached, but there totally were, and I wasn't able to use it, and I'm sad about that.
Yeah, and there's 2 main areas that they're basically asking about after you say you're unsatisfied, satisfied, or neutral, and that is the product quality. So, were IHOB's burgers good?
Right.
Did the coupon work? Did something like that? Or shipping speed. So Facebook spoke with Marketing Land's Amy Gessenhuis, and she was talking about how the main point of this was setting clear expectations about shipping speed up front or providing more transparency about return policies. So apparently Facebook said that their 2 biggest frustrations they hear from people who don't like ads that quote inaccurate shipping times or misrepresent products. So this is kind of a way to deter businesses from running ads that basically are false or purposely misleading or something like that, right? And I think that's a really interesting way to go about it. And the way that this is kind of going to be enforced is that if you get enough negative feedback, you are either going to have your ads reduced. You're going to be warned first, and if it continues to happen, you may have your ads reduced, or you might just be banned from Facebook's platform altogether.
So, I mean, if it's something like a simple misunderstanding, or, hey, there's no room for me to put the fine print on my ad that says, well, this only works if, or what have you, it may be a simple matter of rewording so that people don't see something as a guarantee, so that they're aware of a promotion, but that it may not apply to them, but they're clicking on it to find out more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you brought up a really great point about the system, which is you have, these 3 faces, but you can potentially review a product even if you actually didn't end up purchasing that product or experiencing that service. And I wonder if that's kind of like what the neutral face is for, because typically I would assume, even if you didn't have like an amazing experience, you'd probably still be satisfied with whatever the product is, right?
Yeah, and it could be something as simple as you went and you researched the product and, say somebody guarantees shipping in 3 days. And then in fine print they say, but not to Alaska and Hawaii. But for some reason they're advertising it to you in Alaska or Hawaii. Yeah. You might be able to say, well, I was going to buy it because I needed it in 3 days, but apparently that doesn't apply to me. So sad face. Why am I getting this ad? And then that business would know that either we'll stop showing this ad in an area where it's not relevant, or create an ad specifically for that target market because your main ad that you're running doesn't actually apply to them.
Yeah, and businesses are going to be getting all of this negative feedback sent to them, which is how they're going to know whether or not they need to stop doing something.
Sure, and it is anonymous too.
Yeah,
so it's not like
anonymous.
they're going to know your name and put you on a list. It's more, hey, 10 people complained about this. We're going to let you know, and we're going to let you know that we don't want to show your ads if we're getting all these complaints. So you can either change your ads and update them so that they are more truthful. And there's many ways that an advertiser could do that. Like I said, if it's something where you have an ad going to the masses and you're not pulling away targets that don't apply, well, maybe it's time to refine your search, or maybe it's just changing up some wording or making it more obvious that this is a potential promotion that somebody could take advantage of, but it doesn't apply to all. So that Facebook would know that you are complying and you're listening and you want to put a good product forward.
Absolutely.
However, if you don't,
well, then your ads may get reduced or banned. And I think that is a really interesting take on it, because when the best comparison I can really give to this is to Google reviews on Google search, because there's obviously, when you see an ad, sometimes you have the options to like exit out and say, oh, I don't like this, whatever. But that's not really a rating system for the business itself. That's just, do you like this ad? Do you find it relevant? Whatever. So, can you talk a little bit, Amy, about, the way, the importance of Google reviews, and if Google reviews have as much of a profound effect as these Facebook ads might?
Well, I mean, if you have a Google My Business page, it's there. Google's not going to take that away because you got a bunch of negative reviews. In fact, they want people to be aware of your reviews. They want people to know if, 10 people said, I went to this restaurant and got food poisoning on very separate occasions, then they want people to know that you're taking a serious risk when you go eat at this restaurant. We want you to be aware of that. So they're not going to take you off of the platform. They want those reviews out there. So the similarity is that both platforms, I would say, are using this to curate. Google's aware if you got a bunch of negative reviews, just like it's aware if you have a bunch of positive reviews. And if I'm looking for a service or a product or a restaurant or something near me, they're going to want to put the ones that have the best reviews up first, because that's what's going to satisfy me most. In theory, I want to find the best business that people like and have had great experiences with, and Google's going to say, well, here, this one seems to have a lot of good reviews. If this is what you're looking for, this should end well for you. You should have a positive experience.
Hopefully.
As opposed to a negative experience. So I think, Google will kind of be a little bit coy. They do look at reviews, absolutely. How much negative reviews are affecting your rankings as opposed to positive reviews.
Up in the air.
Kind of up in the air at the moment, but I would say certainly, I'm sure if it were up to them, those negative reviews would affect you. But they are also aware that people can be vindictive on Google, and one of your competitors could have somebody go in and leave you a negative review because they want you to look bad.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They do offer options where you can flag a review. If somebody's kind of trolling you or trying to make you look bad and based on nothing, or just saying, I don't like the look of this guy, so I'm going to give his business a bad review. They will take those away. They're not going to count those, so they do have options there. But
yeah, and the one thing about Google reviews that are completely different from Facebook reviews is that Google reviews obviously aren't necessarily anonymous. Obviously, somebody's posting on your Google My Business page with a review saying, whether they had a nice or a bad time, right? But the feedback can be more direct there as well. So obviously, a negative review can be an opportunity for you to go in, try and fix the situation to some extent. Whereas on Facebook, this is clearly meant to be your ad is very clearly either wrong, misleading, something like that.
I would say it's more about false advertising.
Yeah, it's more about false advertising.
It's more about, because you can also put reviews on Facebook separately about your experience with a business. So this one is more, I would say, the fact that you can leave a review of the ad even if you didn't purchase the product would be that they're looking for you to call out false advertising.
Yeah.
They're looking for you to be able to say, like, this sounds too good to be true. Oh, wait, because it is. Look at all this fine print here. This is absolutely too good to be true. That's kind of what they're going after. So,
and we'll be keeping an eye on this as it develops. Really shouldn't be affecting any of our clients, but we do want to make sure that the way that people are interacting with one another on this platform, or if they're clicking an ad and then later they're giving a negative review for some reason that isn't valid, that Facebook is, obviously aware of that. So we want to make sure that we keep tabs on that as well. But I suspect that this platform won't really affect any of our clients, and hopefully won't affect a majority of businesses who are just advertising not misleadingly or not
sure,
falsely.
it's just something to keep in mind when you are building your ads, to be conscious of this, and to be conscious of the fact that if you are going to promote something that somebody could call you out on, that
be as clear as possible.
You are being as clear as possible. If there is something you cannot guarantee, don't guarantee it,
because
that's where they're going to get you.
Well, there you go, folks. Don't lie and don't mislead.
Yep.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to today's episode of the Commexis Cast. Amy, thank you for coming on and joining me today. If you guys want to listen to more of us, you guys can check us out on TuneIn, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, and the iTunes Podcast Store. If you would like to watch more of our podcasts, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as on YouTube. You're probably on one of those platforms right now if you're watching us. And that's it. Everybody, have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.